My name is Grace and I'm one of the veterinary nurses here at Southfields. Specifically, I'm a ward nurse and it's my dream job. So I became a vet nurse because I loved animals, which I think is a really common story, and I think that's the same for everyone. I've wanted to be a veterinary nurse since I was about 5 years old, and I think the first book I ever purchased for myself out of my pocket money was a dog's breed book that I still have, that's very thumbed and very worn. And I went to school for it, I went to college for animal management, and I took a brief break where I went into dog grooming, but vet nursing was where it was at for me, and I came back into it and ended up doing a diploma where I worked alongside studying before then qualifying and coming into a referral hospital, which is where I wanted to end up. In my role as ward nurse, I get to spend a lot of hands-on time with the patients, which is the reason I became a nurse. It is so important to me. I love the fact that I get to work with all the different multidisciplinaries. I get to work quite closely with all the different clinicians, and I see a wide variety of cases and get to learn about them as I go. I also get to make the animals feel at home, which is really, again, really important to me, that they feel loved and supported while they're here, which I think Southfields do a really good job of, and having the time to spend with them. The thing that I love the most about being a vet nurse is just the caring side of it, making sure that the animals that are in our care get the same experience as they would if their owner was there, and making sure they're as loved as possible. And just also the medicine, and it's so interesting, and all the science-based part of it as well. It's just a multifaceted role where it's not just loving and caring, there's also a lot of learning and constant development. I think one of the reasons I came out of dog grooming was purely because you stagnate, you can't go much further, whereas vet nursing, you can keep going and keep going and keep going. There's so much to learn, and I really love that. I became a mental health first aider because ever since I've been in the industry, I've realised how pressurised and stressful the industry is, which is difficult to deal with on every level, from reception all the way up to the veterinary surgeons, and it never really gets easier. And that pressure can be really difficult to deal with if you're on your own. And so it was really important to me that no one felt that way, no one felt alone. And having a mental health first aider in the building is a step towards that. So it's constant support, it's making sure that the well-being of the team is always there. And I think in the industry that we're in and the current climate that we live in, it's just so important. I became a mental health first aider by showing an interest and talking to management about it, as I wanted to set up a wellbeing group anyway, and the mental health first aider seemed like a really good idea towards that.